WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Quentin Smith. During last year's statewide elections, many candidates highlighted education in their campaigns. Now, as the legislature is making laws and working on the budget, teachers and parents groups are making sure that lawmakers walk the walk. Quentin Jackson has the latest from the state capitol.
These advocates are reminding lawmakers not to forget public schools this session after many candidates made it a campaign focus last year.
It's just a time to put the money where your conversation has been.
They're praising the work being done to provide for teacher pay raises and looking at other ways to combat the teacher shortage.
We're looking to change in the criteria, the qualifications for to become a teacher. And I think once we get that in place, I think that it will really, we're talking about 400 or 500 teachers to become eligible immediately according to some of the persons in the profession.
Meanwhile, other public education advocates are watching legislation that could change the number of students receiving education scholarship accounts. Those dollars are directed to private schools where the parents believe their students' special needs are better met. Allison Talley's daughter has Down syndrome, and she's fighting to keep the program intact.
If we were to lose that, we would be starting all over, and every other family would be too. And my fear is that families would give up, and that's a tragedy to families who really need a lot of help with their special needs children.
Groups like the Parents Campaign say the program needs to be tightened to provide more accountability. But Talley worries that it will be tightened to the point that families would effectively be cut out of the program.
We can't let the children who need these services now suffer any longer than they already have.
Senator Solly Norwood would rather see all of that money directed into public school.
Let's back up and look at this and invest the money with the public schools and hold the public schools accountable.
Quentin Jackson, WCBI News.
Alabama Governor Kay Ivey came to get an up-close look at the workforce training at the Pickens County College and Career Center in Carrollton today. The governor is helping to raise awareness about the emphasis on creating strong career paths for students as alternatives to a four-year degree. The Pickens County Career Center works to develop strong programs and partnerships with local community colleges, businesses, and industries.
We're super excited to have the governor come with us today. We are very excited about having her being a part of her workforce initiative. We look forward to helping turn out future students that will help support business and industry in the state of Alabama and provide the workers that we need to continue to have a growing economy here in Alabama.
Earlier this month, President Trump proposed a $900 million increase in career technical education to teach skills and trades. Well, they may not have been in the classroom today, but some of the best and brightest students from all across the state are being tested. Mississippi University for Women is hosting the Future Business Leaders of America Phi Beta Lambda State Leadership Conference. Nearly 150 students are competing in more than 50 business, legal, and leadership-oriented competitions. The top two finishers in each competition will go on to compete in nationals this summer. University leaders say the conference helps students develop their networking skills and gives them a glimpse into the business world.
If they're the #1 student in the state in principles of marketing, then that looks wonderful when they're going out into a job interview. They're adding those to their resumes. They're saying, not only do I have the degree, but I've been proven that I'm good at this job, that I'm good in this field, and things like that.
It gets you to know the students from other colleges, to let you network. It also allows you to create bonds that last for a lifetime throughout the state of Mississippi. It provides you connections, especially coming toward jobs and so forth. If you want to put your email out there or your face out there with other individuals, you'll have a wider range throughout the state of Mississippi of connections you can make to advance your career.
The conference will wrap up with an award ceremony on Friday.
We had some rain across the area earlier today. All of that has now pushed out, leaving behind much colder air. 41 the current number in Columbus, down to 39 already in Starkville. But with those breezy winds that we've been experiencing all through the day today, it's making things feel a lot cooler out there. Here's the time lapse from Louisville from the Alpha Insurance Camera Network. You see just a little bit of blue sky there, generally cloudy, breezy, and cold through the day. And that's going to continue overnight tonight as well. Wake up temperatures by 6 a.m. down into the upper 20s, feeling like the mid 20s, but plenty of sunshine for tomorrow. I'll get that full forecast for you coming up in just a little bit.
A gunman opened fire at the Molson Coors Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this afternoon, killing 5 people. Police say the shooter, who was an active employee at the company, apparently also killed himself. CBS's Nancy Chen has the latest.
A gunman opened fire at the Molson Coors Brewing Company campus in Milwaukee.
Officers located the suspect, a 51-year-old Milwaukee man, deceased from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. At this time, we have located 5 additional deceased adult victims. The victims all worked at Molson Coors.
The latest U.S. mass shooting erupted Wednesday afternoon at the sprawling complex.
They thought they were going to go to work, finish their day, and return to their families. They didn't, and tragically, they never will.
During a news conference about coronavirus, President Trump spoke about the Milwaukee victims.
Our hearts break for them and their loved ones. We send our condolences. We'll be with them.
Many details remained unclear. As officers put on tactical gear, employees were warned by email to find a safe place to hide. Neighboring schools went on lockdown.
All of us were just kind of in shock because we didn't know what was going on.
Police said the crime scene remained fluid, but there was no longer an active threat. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Now, police did not release the shooter's identity and said the victims' names will not be released until all notifications are made. And turning our attention over to weather, Trevor, it's that time to reveal who was nominated for tonight's Forecast.
Well, Quentin, tonight on the Emerson Animal Hospital Forecast, we've got a pet that is ready for the cold. Take a look at Oscar. If you look closely, he's got a scarf and some little mittens on his feet. And if you're headed out the door, you might want to dress like Oscar tomorrow morning. Temperatures down into the 20s, but lots of sunshine, getting up into the 40s by the afternoon. I'll break down that full 7-day forecast for you coming up right after this.